I had first heard about the existence of these copper canisters at the Oregon State Hospital by reading about their existence, which was being divulged for the first time on a blog site. I was fascinated with the notion that these copper canisters held the cremated remains of patients from this psychiatric hospital, and that they had been unclaimed by their families. And so these canisters had this kind of very potent history. I'd also been photographing copper mines from the air for decades, and so I was interested in the materiality of copper and its mutability, its changeability, its capacity for reacting with elements around it. The canister, each copper canister, is this kind of unit, much as in libraries we have books. Here in the Library of Dust, the copper canister is this kind of endlessly repeating unit. There's a way that the hospital sought to bring order into this situation, and the way that they impose that order, of course, is by numbering the canisters and labeling them. So there were different systems of labeling and numbering that over time eroded. So at first, the canisters were made with a slot that contained a handwritten label. Later, there was a system where larger labels were placed onto the canisters that had the name of the hospital printed on it, and then again handwritten information. Most of that information has actually been lost over time, so very few of the canisters still have these paper labels left. What they do have, for the most part, are these numbers that have been stamped into the lid of each canister. There are some canisters that actually have two sets of numbers stamped into a lid, or as these mineral reactions have taken place where the human ash is actually reacting with the copper housing and forming these sort of mineralogical landscapes that are building up on the surface of the canisters, some of the numbers are becoming illegible. These objects do possess memory, but also that since these objects have been hidden and basically kept secret for decades, that memory has been unavailable. And that there's something about the process of making these photographs and bringing these histories to light that actually changes that the way memory is coded on these objects. That by this process of witnessing, actually, in a sense, we're interfering now, and we are letting those histories be seen and making this kind of record and having this sense of witnessing go on. And I think that we can move through our work and have all kinds of intentions, but these kinds of parallels that start to creep in have their own kind of power. And in a way, it told me, that I was on track with the work that I was doing, but also that there were sort of hidden forces at work that I wasn't entirely in control of, whether it was these kind of unconscious efforts that I was making, or just this kind of synchronicity that could unfold.